I think kubalulekile ukuyibuza ukuthi kahle kahle ngiqhamuka ngaphi. And what is the reason for my being on the planet, right? So you find that in our poetic forms that we have always had, kuneyibongelelo that just come through besides ithakazelo, right? Ukhona ukuzilanda wena imvelaphi yakho, which is something that speaks to you as a person, right? Now, in understanding myself, it then becomes easy for me to step up to the world, right? So I think young people should be asking themselves more than anything to say, who are we, where do we come from? And in that, language becomes part and parcel of that because it carries. So, point of coming in, I was raised on SABC Zulu stories, right? So theater of the mind begins playing there. And then growing up, going to the school that I went to, I had already gotten foundation phase of isiZulu, which is masihambisane for the sake of masihambisane. By the time I went to the multiracial school where English and Afrikaans became predominant, I was still able to read in isiZulu, right? So Intsizi became one of the first books that I picked up when I said to myself in 2015 that I'm going back to this language. Personally, I come from a town at the end of Mpumalanga, beginning of KZN, just next to Swaziland, right? So my mother took me to a multiracial school, or the former Model C schools, and I did English and Afrikaans as the two languages that I was doing. And then I would always come back home and speak isiZulu because that's what people of that area speak. By the time I matriculated, I was first language English speaking and second language Afrikaans, and isiZulu was something floating. Got to Joburg, did the arts, and I think over time, I found myself then asking myself to say, what is it that I'm really trying to say to the world, right, as a writer? And in asking myself those questions, you then find that there are things that I'm unable to properly get to in the English language. Then it requires that I go back to start asking myself to say, if I am really trying to connect, let's say, the idea of saving money for a kid as they come into the planet, right? So let's say I am not working, my partner is not working, and then suddenly a baby is born. So before there would be imvimba that would have to be paid, or intlawulo, or whatever it is, that would be called depending on his good. So in my not understanding what intlawulo is, or imvimba is, and where does that culture come from, right? It becomes problematic for me to immediately connect with the idea. So then I had to go back, start asking around the people that I grew up with, elders specifically, to say that because I was trying to deal with this intlawulo situation, to say, where do we come from with this thing? So then you find that you will get told that in the language, it's actually imvimbandlala, right? So, which is why there would be a cow, and that cow must be specifically inkomo ensikazi, so that it is able to be milked for the kid, so that it's able to multiply for the sake of the kid that's coming through. But then over time, because we lose language, we lose who we are. Intlawulo has become whatever it has become today, where now you are talking damages for the sake of damages. Whereas if you go back to the originality of the thing, you would find that it was only thinking of the person that's coming onto the planet. So I think for me, in finding that out, I then told myself that maybe there is a lot that I could actually find out just by solely just coming closer to the language. Inkomo yengubo kayikho nenhlawulo seyatholakala ngenhlanhla. Labo fika nentela bagwinye konke. Amanguni, amasiko, umhlaba. Izimpande zisweli ikhaya. Uyantantu umAfrika akalele. Ngiyakholwa mina uyathandaza. Isimo sikhuthaza ukholo. Sikhathaza ukhakhayi kwasekhaya bagcine bakhale ngenkulungwane. Igoli liyabanda. Imali yokuhlala bathi rent iyashoda ngenyanga kumbe sezimbili bayakhiya baphathi madayitela umAfrika uzolalaphi. Ulalela ini? Iqiniso noma izindaba? Unembeza noma indlala? Usobu